We get a promo from Bray Wyatt. Pretty much, he makes. I thought you were gonna say something, but you said that after this promo, you felt like he really was talking about John Cena because he makes a reference.
Because this whole time he's been talking about the loyalty and it's just like and the hard work and the fact that all the work is leading up to something. And then tonight he mentioned lifting weights and everything is just screaming John Cena.
I really don't like that they're going back down this road. I mean, not just because how it ended the first time for Bray, but I still think it's a little too soon. I don't know. I would have been cool with these guys being apart another year or two, not really interacting. But
do we think that maybe he's going to interfere in the U.S. title match?
Maybe he'll have something to do post-match. I don't think actually interfere in the context of the actual match. I think that's just going to be those two guys.
Okay, yeah. So you think post-match he'll attack Cena?
Yeah, post-match, definitely.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then, yeah, we go down that road. Okay. But yeah, not a
just
bad...
as long as Cena doesn't stop doing the weekly challenges, because that's been amazing.
Oh, yeah, I don't think he will. If he hasn't stopped knowing that Rusev's been attacking him and doing all this, he won't stop him on Bray's account. No way. And if he would, I will say right now, just kind of, making a preemptive strike that would be a heat of the night for me. On every Raw that he wouldn't do it or bring it back, yeah, I'd take up issue with that because I've thoroughly been enjoying it. But with that said, solid promo from Bray. Can I get excited about a feud between him and Cena? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm having trouble seeing the bigger picture. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see what they do with it.
So you really think that if he stops doing it, that you would give it a heat of the night every time he didn't?
Well, you know what? I think maybe that's a bit of hyperbole.
Yeah, I was going to say, because we didn't get Neville tonight. Is that a heat of the night?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like when you were so amped up for Ambrose to debut, you made that probably. So I'll admit that, I hyperbole, because I'm really enjoying it and I was really excited. Right. But I'd say maybe for the first Raw, I'd take issue with it, and then maybe kind of leave it at that. And even then, maybe it would be more of a nitpick, because at least he's still in a program, at least. And hey, here's the thing, and again, not a jab at Daniel Bryan, because I know it's because of health issues. At least, he'd be featured, and he'd be doing something. Like, Daniel Bryan, Bad News Barrett, the build, really, I'd have to say what build, because between, Daniel Bryan's health issues and whatever, it's just, I really haven't cared about that match, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So, after that, we get Adam Rose versus Ryback. Another great segment here, because it's a quick match, and Ryback makes quick work of Adam Rose, after the Shell Shocked. But after the match, two of the Rosebuds, a hot dog and a banana, try and take it to
This
Ryback.
Sounds like the beginning of a joke!
Oh, believe me. And he meat hook clotheslines both of them. Yeah. And then he hits, he goes for the double shell shock, and he does hit it, but before he does, he laughs his trademark Ryback laugh. It's funny because it's food. And he hits the double shell shock.
Yeah, so good.
And then he gets a microphone. And then how did the joke go, actually? Because I think he said, what did the hot dog say to the banana?
Nothing, because they were laid out from a shell shock.
Yeah, and then he does, again, that Ryback laugh. So, Ryback, great stuff. And then, I just feel the need to point this out because, I don't know, it was a detail. Rosa Mendez was tending to Adam Rose. So, Adam Rose, I guess, is like her rebound guy.
Yeah, about that. She's gotten a little thirsty. It's more that, just we're never going to see Leo Kruger again, are we? This is it. I was really thinking, when he killed the bunny and he started abusing his own entourage, oh, man, we're going to see Leo Kruger. And then now we're just going to see Adam Rose being like, I don't need rosebuds. I just need a rose or just some kind of punny crap like that. And just why would you do that?
Because WWE would do that, man.
That's the thing, though. They wouldn't have thought of it on their own. They're not creative enough. You just made it up for them, and now they're going to listen to Twitwell and be like, oh, we're taking that.
You know what? They should be privileged that we exist. Not the other way around. After that, Renee Young's backstage with Kane, and, she pretty much informs him that, hey, the authority's been mocking you on social media. Isn't that great? And then he storms into the office, and long story short, Rollins actually apologized. He says, hey, you want me to say...
Longer story short, Jamie Noble corpsed his ass off. I think he died.
Yeah, this is great. Triple H's, the look on his face the entire time was like, keep it together, keep it together, keep it together, keep it together. Oh, thank God. And
going full Kit Ramsey.
I love, though, the cheese factor in this whole segment because Rollins makes a big deal about apologizing. Like, look, it's not you. It's just you keep mentioning that you helped me win Money in the Bank, and it's embarrassing, okay? Like, what is this? And they patch up their issues.
Triple H looked like he was this close to corpsing, and he couldn't because Jamie Noble was hiding behind him cracking up.
And then when they leave, it's Seth Rollins, it's Joey Mercury, and then there's like a few second delay, and then Jamie Noble just kind of rushes out of there to kind of wait for me. And then to top off the cheese factory, you see Randy Orton just suddenly emerge, looking at them like, I'm gonna give it to him.
Yeah, like I was waiting for Jamie Noble to be like, hey Seth, you might want to know that Randy Orton just passed me in the hall.
Yeah, it's like, I didn't hear anybody close the door. Why didn't Kane look north and see Randy Orton looking at him like, and then Orton would look back, this is awkward.
What's up, Kane? Hi, Randy.
My God.
I think that the man you're looking for went that way. Get it? Because Kane hates Rollins.
As director of operations, I would advise you not to do anything that I wouldn't do. So, yeah. Our main event, Dolph Ziggler versus Seth Rollins. I mean, what do you say about this match? These guys have worked together so many times before. You know the chemistry is there. You know it's on point.
I'll tell you what you say about this match. Rest in peace, Curb Stomp 2012 to 2015.
Indeed. May it rest in peace.
For those of you that didn't see, Seth Rollins has a new finisher.
Yeah, and it sucks. You know what?
I don't think it sucks. I think it's like, okay, if you want to imagine this finisher, just imagine Dean Ambrose's Dirty Deeds done dirt cheap.
How does that make it good? Like, like that to me kind of confirms that it's awful. It's like, the Dirty Deeds, it kind of has a lineage, that double arm DDT. But then Seth, I guess it's not the worst thing in the world.
Well, John, apparently it went over your head, but that was an AC/DC joke.
Oh, I see. Well, I'm not even an AC/DC fan, so that'll probably start something in the comments. But just putting that out there,
it's okay. You don't have to be. I was just throwing that out there for everyone that is.
Honestly, I would prefer if you used the Seth Walker as a finisher. I could buy that more as a finisher.
I don't know. I mean, if he's going to use a finisher from his past, how about Avada Kedavra?
That could work. I mean, JBL likes to say all the time, Alberto Del Rio used that kick to win a world title, Mayo. So, I mean, yeah, I could buy Seth doing that.
That was literally the name of the move when Del Rio used it.
Right.
Del Rio hits the move. What do you call that move, Mogul? Oh, that's the kick that he used to beat Dolph Ziggler for the World Heavyweight Championship. Seems like an awfully wordy finisher name, Mogul.
But or what's that other finisher that he uses where it's kind of like what Devon's old finisher was, where he kind of lifts him up and then he plants him down, that inverted DDT kind of thing. I mean, just I don't know.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
I know it has a certain name, but I'm not going to spend all this time thinking about it. It's going to be embarrassing. But I guess this new finisher will suffice for the moment, and I'm hoping you were right when you and I.
No, but seriously though, I don't think it looks that bad. It's like a DDT facebuster, except it's got like a little extra oomph to it. I don't know.
Right, we'll see.
It could be worse. It could be, a fireman's carry slam.
Yeah, that's true. Who knows, Ash? And like all other things, this will probably grow on me in time. I'm just being pissy right now.
And by the way, for those of you getting on me about being salty, it wasn't even a Cena joke. It was a Wade Barrett Wasteland joke. That move looks horrible.
Yeah, that finish really was the worst.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's just me being pissy because I missed the curb stomp, and I'll take responsibility for that. This finisher will probably grow on me. But...
I feel like the curb stomp isn't dead. It's just been tombstone pile drivered. I think he's going to use this move on most occasions, and he won't need more than it to win. But on the big shows, when he's going against the big time opponents, he's going to need the curb stomp to win, and he's going to pull that out.
Now, after this win, I really liked everything that transpired here. Because Rollins gets on the mic, and he cuts a promo pretty much just saying, you know what, I'm going to, what just happened there, I'm going to beat you at Extreme Rules right now, I'm going to do the exact same thing to you, and I'm going to still be the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Triple H comes out, he says, everybody give it up for the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Seth Rollins. Seth poses with the belt. Then Triple H, he starts to talk, but Rollins cuts him off. And again, he goes on about how he's going to beat Randy Orton, he's going to dismantle him like he dismantled Dolph Ziggler, and he's going to pin him 1, 2, 3 in the ring, making Kane as the gatekeeper utterly, useless and obsolete.
Yeah.
And speaking of Kane, but before I even get to what Kane did and everything else, allow me to just say very quickly that this little interaction here of Rollins cutting off Triple H is what made all the other preceding segments tonight work and me be okay with them. Because here's the biggest difference. I felt like when Randy Orton was in Seth Rollins' shoes, he did everything by the book. He was everything the Authority wanted, and the Authority unceremoniously crapped on him. But by having Seth Rollins cut off Triple H, even given everything that he's done for them, including getting them back in power, it shows that any abuses they may incur upon him going forward, or any quote-unquote tests they may put him through, are, totally deserved. And, he brought it on himself. Yep. That's the distinction. So
classic victim blaming, John.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you know what? I feel like they set a better foundation for this. So I
was joking.
I know, but you know what? I guarantee you maybe somebody would still make that argument. I just feel like Seth is really being the true heel here, whereas Randy Orton, I mean, yeah, it was a heel, but there was that sympathy because it's like, hey, guys, I kind of just bent over backwards and I ripped my spine out to make a back scratcher for you. Is there any other sacrifices I can make? And it was never good enough to please the Authority, whereas Seth is this douchey kind of champion who, is very talented, but again, all that success came from having a very powerful infrastructure behind him. So really like this. And then Kane comes out. It's like, you know what, I've had it up to here with you, and it seems like they're going to finally come to blows, but Triple H restrains Kane, and then Rollins has the cage be lowered, I guess to protect himself from Kane, but while Kane is locked out, Seth Rollins gets locked in with Randy Orton.
You let the snake in, Seth.
You had one job, Seth. You screwed it up.
I mean, if anybody knows about how to make it so that it's incredibly difficult to get into a cage, it would be Seth Rollins. He almost died trying to get into a cage once.
Exactly.
But no, of course not. He had to let Randy Orton get in, as if we couldn't see that coming from a mile away.
And despite my very boisterous proclamations throughout the entire show that Seth Rollins would not be a statistic, he would not be a victim to that RKO.
He became 1 in 5.
Yeah, he became
Big E just got a hard on.
Oh my god. Yeah, Seth tried to escape the cage, and Orton pulls him off by the ankle, and he catches him in an RKO. And Triple H, the look on his face, pretty much said, I backed the wrong horse.
Yeah.
And that's how we close. Oh, by the way.
What a great moment, though, because Triple H just had this look on his face. You described it well, but to me, it just said disappointed father.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, that's another great descriptor of it because, I mean, Seth Rollins was groomed for this spot, and now he's being like this petulant child instead of coming to his own, like I think the Authority expected him to. And seeing Randy Orton pose at that WWE World Heavyweight Championship, which I will say this, I do joke around a lot when I dump on Randy Orton, even though I'm like a mega Seth Rollins fan. I still love Randy to death. I still want my freaking dream match. I know Brock Lesnar's coming back. But seeing him with that WWE World Heavyweight Championship, just thank God he's getting that rematch after a year. A freaking year waiting for this crap, and he's finally getting his championship opportunity. So really cool, I think. I think for the fans that actually, kept score and are Randy Orton fans, it made that moment of him posing with the title all the sweeter because it's like, man, it's been too long. So really cool ending segment. And again, I just felt like this Raw, even for the dips that it may have had, kept a consistent energy.
What dips?
Yeah, I mean, I'd even be pressed to kind of think of them, but it just kept a consistent energy and kind of upbeatness throughout the whole show. And again, it made me really excited for Extreme Rules. So great closer and a great overall episode.
Yep.
All right, you have anything else you want to say, or can we get on to our next segment?
Yeah, I do want to say something. I think that Seth Rollins should get to choose a second stipulation for the match because not only did Randy Orton get to ban the Authority, but Seth Rollins' curb stomp got banned for life.
Yeah, really? Oh, man. Yeah, Seth got
That's a double whammy. Randy Orton should have something else done to him, or Rollins should be able to pick a second stipulation.
I know, man. It sucks. But with that said,